A very good morning to all of you. Welcome back to the lecture in which we are going to deal with your computer applications with BlueJ. My dear students, in this video today we are going to start your chapter number 4. The chapter number 4 is your string handling and we are going to start this chapter over here. Remember we have left over chapter number 3, that is array. That is not in your half yearly syllabus, that is in your annual syllabus. So that is why we are skipping that chapter and we are moving on to our chapter number 4. Okay. So before starting, let us see learning scope. If you open your book on page number 224, you will be able to see such kind of picture at the very top. Okay, now what is this? These are the topics that you are going to study in this chapter. Okay, firstly you will study about string class. What is a string class? How we are going to define your string class? How we are going to assign your string class? Yes, such kind of things we will study. Methods of string class. Some methods means to say functions of a string class. How we are going to implement those functions. Now see, these are all the functions, to lower, to upper, length, this one and all these things. Okay, so firstly we will start this chapter from the very basic topic, that is your string class. In this video, we are not going to cover the overall chapter. Some small topics we will cover. Okay, so see, the content of this video will be, firstly you will see what is a string class. Okay, then we are going to see how we are going to assign a string. Now for assigning a string also we are having two methods. Method number 1, direct assignment. Method number 2, assignment by using a new keyword. Okay, both the types of assignments we are going to see, and we will also see some array of characters. Now what is the meaning of array? Because you have left over the chapter array na? So in this topic we will study some basic things about arrays. Okay, and how your string is going to be stored over there in the computer memory. All these things we will study furthermore. So let us start from the first topic, that is your string class. So my dear students, in your string class, there is a very important concept that firstly we need to have a look at. Okay, that is your Java class library. Now you must have known about this kind of library because you already have studied about it when you were learning about that JVM. Yes, because we are having Java class libraries inside your JVM JRE. Yes, now what are Java class libraries and why we are talking about this in string class? Only 2 points we are going to discuss over here. See the first one. It is a set of dynamically loaded libraries. Now what is the meaning of this thing? See, we are having several classes. Yes, and when we make a cluster of several classes, it becomes a library. And when we are having more libraries clustered together, then it becomes what? It is a dynamically set. Yes, and it is contained under your Java class library. It is a major block जिसमें आपके बहुत सारी libraries होती हैं, and in every library you are having certain classes, and in certain classes you are having different functions जिनसे आप functionalities को अपनी avail करते हैं. Okay, so we are already having some predefined functions, some predefined classes जो आप अपने program में already use करते हैं. You just have to import an appropriate library. Okay, now see the second point, it provides a language independency. As you all know, Java is our platform independent language. Now why it is platform independent? Because something is there in the middle portion that is making it independent. Means to say, something you are going to get, somehow you are going to get an independent code, intermediate code you are going to get, and that intermediate code is going to be run on every kind of machine. Now if you remember this figure, see we are having this source code over here. Yes, and we are having this bytecode over here. Bytecode is intermediate code, and over here we are having machines, different machines. Now see, the work of your compiler is to convert your source code into your bytecode. Yes, now we are having certain Java class libraries that enable this bytecode to be accessible by every kind of machine. ओके, जावा क्लास लाइब्रेरी आपका क्या करता है, इट पिक अप द कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑफ योर मशीन और उसके अकॉर्डिंग इट कन्वर्ट्स योर बाइट कोड्स कॉन्फ़िगरेशन सो दैट आपका बाइट कोड मशीन के साथ एकदम कंपैटिबल हो जाता है एंड यू आर नॉट to be worried about the hardware as well as the component of your operating system. Okay, so that is why these Java class libraries are very important. Now, why we are talking about Java class libraries? See over here, we are talking about string class, and string is very common thing. I hope I told you about it and you remembered that whatever we are going to take as an input from the user from the console, we are going to get it in the form of a string. Yes, आपको हमेशा string एक input मिलता है and if we are getting a string as an input, then it is a very common thing and we are having certain libraries that are going to handle your string functions. You know the package that is imported by default, that is your java.lang. Yes. Now, string class is a class that is contained in your java.lang package so that by default you can avail all the functionalities, and java.lang is to be contained under your Java class library. Okay, that is why we have studied this JCL over here. Now again see this line, strings which are widely used in Java programming are a sequence of characters. In Java programming language, strings are treated as objects. Now see the first line, sequence of characters. Now you remember about characters. Characters, we are having something enclosed in your single quote. Yes, string, we are having something enclosed in your double quote. Okay, and this character should contain only a single thing. Either it should be a letter, either it should be an alphabet or anything. But string contains a sequence of characters. Yes, it means to say if you are having two characters, let us suppose ch equals to a and we are having ch2 equals to b. So your string str can hold both the things a as well as b. Okay, so that is why we are saying it is a sequence of characters. Now we have made a data type over here, a string. Okay, if we talk about the data type, we are just going to write down a string before str. Now over here we have talked about the data type. Now we can also treat this string as an object. Remember about the object, we are creating an object using our new keyword. Yes, okay, about the objects also we are going to study in the upcoming slides when we are going to learn about assigning your string functions. Okay, then we will see about these objects. Now furthermore, see the line, the Java platform provides the string class to create and manipulate things. Now we are having a string class, as you all know, I told you about it. It is present in java.lang library, okay, in JCL. Now it is having certain functions that is going to help you in creating your string as well as manipulating your string. Now you know the meaning of creation. What is manipulation? Manipulation means firstly you have given some kind of value and then you are changing the value. For example, if you are having this computer, okay, in double quotes, a string, and you want to manipulate this string, you want this p to be replaced by this asterisk sign. Okay, then you are having certain functions with which you can just change the middle portion only. Okay, so manipulation strings means such kind of thing. Okay, so this string class provides you the functionality so that you can create your strings as well as you can manipulate your string. Okay, now let us see certain examples. You already know about it, that is string classes are string, whatever we are going to store in the string data type, it should be contained in your double quotes. Now let us see some examples. We are having, see, first one, computer. It is a very simple one, everything is enclosed in double quotes. Now by this second example, we means to say is that not only the letters but your digits should also be there. Not should be there, it can be there. Okay, see the third one, there is a space in between, it is also perfectly valid, you can use anything in double quotes. See this one, last one, we are having at the rate symbol, this is also valid. Whatever you are going to write down in this double quotes is a valid thing. Okay, so you can write down anything, and that is why we are saying it as a sequence of character, because everything over here is a character. Okay, and etc, you can take several examples furthermore. I hope the string classes are clear. Now moving forward to our next topic, that is assigning a string. Now over here we are going to study about assigning a string, means to say how we are going to define a data type as a string, how we are going to take a variable of your string data type, as well as how we are going to make an object of this string class. Now for this assignment of a string we are having two methods. Yes, now let us see those two methods by ourselves. See, the first method we are having is of your direct assignment. The second we are having using the new keyword. Now let us see the first one, direct assignment, first. As you can see on the screen, we are having a particular syntax. Yes, firstly you have to write down a data type, that is your string. Now remember one thing, only string is a data type, only string is a data type whose first letter is capital one. Okay, capital S you are going to write down in your string. Rest of the things, rest of all the data types you are going to write down in a small thing. Okay, first letter should be small, but for a string it should be capital. Now see, variable, user define it is whatever you like, you can take it. Now string literal, I hope you know about the literal part. Yes, now you can take out any literal enclosed in your double quotes. Now yes, one thing I forgot over here, that you should be closing this line with semicolon. Okay, now several examples. See, example number one, string str1 apc, string str2 java.language. So you can use anything. Okay, but remember that at the very first, when you are directly assigning, the first line you will be the first word that you are going to write down is string, and s should be capital one. This is your variable name and this is your string literal Mr. John. Okay, this is about your direct assignment. Now using new keyword. See, when we are going to use new keyword, it means what? We are indirectly assigning our string. And how we are indirectly assigning our string? We are dynamically initializing the memory. You remember about the new keyword? It is used to dynamically initialize the memory. So firstly, see the syntax. You have to write down the class name, then object name, that is purely user defined. Then you are going to write down new operator, then constructor. Okay, the constructor is a new concept over here. Now what is the meaning of constructor is that it is a function. Okay, particularly a function that is having the same name as that of your class. Okay, so whatever the class name you are going to write down, simply the constructor will be the same. Okay, and over here in these brackets you will be writing either string literal or string variable. Now you know the difference about literals and variables. Literals are somehow constant part, variable is a changing part. Okay, now let us take certain examples for both the things. Okay, the first example, see, using string literal. Now string is a class name, str1 is your object name, that object you have created, new is your keyword. Now string, I told you about the constructor, it is a function that is having the same name as that of your class name. Okay, so that is why string over here. Now we are talking about a string literal, means to say you are talking about a string constant. Okay, so the constant is going to come in your double quotes, so that is why we have written Java language over here. Now see the second example, by using string variable. So what you can do is that firstly you are going to directly assign the value. Okay, string name equals to Mr. John, and then this is the variable that you have made. Yes, and you are going to give this variable over here in this portion. Okay, so string str2 equals to new string, and over here name. You have already described name over there, so it will be going to take the value from the first line. Okay, so this is how you are going to assign your string. Either you go for direct assignment or you go for using new keyword. Now there is a question for you, that if we are having this direct assignment part, then why we are shifting towards this more complex task. Okay, you find out the answer and let me know what is the reason behind this. Okay, so moving on to the next topic, that is about your array. Now let us talk about array over here. We have already talked about the sequence of characters. Yes, we said that our string is nothing but a sequence of character. Now by this array we are going to understand that how your string is going to be stored in your memory. Okay, what is the meaning of sequence of character we are going to learn over here. Now you might have known about this. If I take a string that is computer, so you know that the indexing is going to start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up till on. Okay, so indexing is going to start from 0. Now see about the array. Let us suppose you are going to take the marks of 7 subjects. Okay, so you are going to use M1, M2, M3 and up till M7. Okay, what if I ask you to store the marks of 100 subjects? Yes, then you are not going to take out M1, M2, M3, M7 and M100 by now. Instead, what is the main logical part that you can do? It is you can just take the name as it is M and आप उसका size define कर दो that this M is having a sequential memory. ओके अब इसके बाद ये क्या करेगा, ये एक छोटे 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 ब्लॉक्स बना देगा यहाँ पर. And over here you are taking what? M0, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 and so on. Okay, so you need not make different variables for every kind of mark. Yes, आपने सिर्फ एक मेमोरी, आपने सिर्फ एक वेरिएबल बना लिया है and you are just going to change the subscripting part. Okay, so if you want to access to this first element, so you have to access to M0. Now remember, we have to apply this bracket over there also. Okay, so M0 means this first one. If we have to go for M5, then you just write down M5. Okay, now remember, the indexing is going to start from 0 every time. 0 till your length minus 1. Okay, now let us see some basic syntax that how we are going to define our array. It is, see, data type firstly you are writing, and then array reference variable means to say any variable user defined one. Okay, आपको bracket यहाँ लगाना है. It is the most preferred way, but if you are comfortable with it, then you can also use this way. Okay, it will work perfectly fine, but the first one is your preferred way. Okay, so let us take some example. Let us say you have to store some array of double data type. So firstly you are going to write down double over here. Okay, and then my list. My list is nothing, just a user defined array name. Okay, you can take it by yourselves, you can take it marks, you can take it number, anything else, whatever you are comfortable with. Okay, so this is how we are going to define our array. Now how we are going to basically write down the array and store the variables in it. Now see examples. If you are going to store an array of integer data type, then firstly the data type, then your name ARR we have taken, then brackets we have to take, and then see these curly brackets we have to write down, and every number should be separated by this semicolon, this comma only. Okay, so 1 comma 3 comma 10, these are the three numbers. So if you want to get the excess of the first one, then you have to write down ARR and in brackets 0. Okay, then you can access to this 1. If you want to access to this 3, then ARR 1 you can write down, and similarly you can proceed further. Okay, this is about an integer array because it is of integer data type. Now see the next example, that is of your character data type. Now see, char we have taken, ch we have taken. Now the elements that we are going to store should be enclosed in your single quote. Why? Because character should be enclosed in your single quote. Now one thing also to remember over there about array is that whatever elements you are going to take in the single array na, that should be of simple data type. A single data type you are going to store it over here. Means to say, आपका first example एक integer array है, so you can enter thousands of number in it, but every number should be of integer data type. Okay, the same goes for the second one. It is of your character one, so you can enter thousands of characters in it, but only characters, no numbers should enter. Okay, this one is 1, but yet it is enclosed in your single quote, so it becomes a character. Okay, I hope the array is clear to you. Only this much basic knowledge you need to understand till now. In the more depth version you will be understanding in your third chapter, that is going to get that you are going to get in your annual examination. Okay, now see the actual assignment of string, how you are going to assign your string and how in the memory your string will look like. Now see this figure, it is present in your book. If you are writing this string st equals to computer, Now remember, this is our direct assignment. Yes, string is your data type, st is your variable name, and this computer is your string literal. Now it is going to be stored in the array of characters. See, we have made different these blocks. In every block every letter is present. Okay, so that is how your string is going to be present in your memory location. Okay, so if you want to access to this C, you can just go to 0 index. Okay, and the same goes for OMPUTER. Now let us take examples. Example number 1, see, we have taken character ch. Now clearly it is being defined that this ch is what? It is your array of characters. Yes. Now see the second line, we are having indirect assignment, or you can say assignment using our new operator. So see, string str equals to new we have taken, and string is a constructor. Over here we have taken ch, only ch we have taken. Okay, because it is an array, और array का आपको क्या करना होता है, सिर्फ एक starting point देना होता है. So we can say that array is a sequential memory location. Okay, आपकी क्या होता है, see, usually let us consider this is your memory overall. So अगर आप usually numbers अपने define करते हैं, if you have defined n1 n2 n3, so आपका क्या होता है, n1 is present over here, n2 is present over here, n3 is present over here. So they are present in a scattered way. Okay, and if you are talking about arrays, if you have taken n3 over here, then आपका एक n कहीं पर भी बनेगा, but it is a sequential memory allocation. तो ये तीन blocks आपके अलग अलग नहीं होंगे, it is present in the single position. Okay, so whenever we want the access of the overall array na, so we just need the name. Okay, no need to get on to every character, only the name is sufficient. So that is why we have taken only ch over here. Okay, now see the second example. See the second example also, we have taken this char ch equals to this thing. Now we have taken the second line, somehow modified version it is, string str equals to new string. You have understood till now? Now ch23, what is the meaning of this thing? ch23 means, see, ch is the initial point, it is an array which you have to access. Okay, 2 means the starting point, means the indexing. See, c from 0, it is from 1, it is from 2. Okay, so it is going to take from 2. Yes, it is going to take str from 2. So 2 is m, so from m it is going to start writing. Now what is this 3? From the starting position 3 letters it is going to count. Okay, so mpu, total is 3, so str is going to get mpu in your double quotes. Okay, so that is also a function of your string. Okay, that you can avail the functionality. So that is how we are going to assign our string. Yes, don't forget to just find out the answer about how we are going to, why we are, what is the difference of assigning a string by direct method as well as by indirect method. Okay, so let us stop our video till this topic only. In the next topic we are going to start your several ways to input a string. Okay, from the user we are having different options, either go for the scanner class or for input stream reader, or several ways we will see, and we are also going to see some of your string functions for the same. Okay, so in case of any doubt up till now, you can let me know, and thank you so much.